What is going on, everybody? What is up, gang? Happy Thursday to you all. This is another live edition of Something About Dynamite here on the Around the Point Network, aka S.A.D. Oh man, what's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, July the 18th, 2024, and this is your AEW Dynamite review. AEW Dynamite 250. Let me correct myself here. 250. In other words, the July 17th edition of AEW Dynamite. What's going on, everyone? If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. As always, I am Steven. You're joined by the good brother. Look at this. Walter, what's going on, bro? How you been?
What's going on? Just hanging in there.
Hanging in there. I see you, bro.
Hanging in there. Almost
Friday. It's almost Friday. It's kind of empty now that Copa America's done, Euro's done. Have to wait now for a couple more weeks till the seasons begin. I know there's trades happening as we speak, and other than that. Players, teams are trying to negotiate, try to bring in people and stuff. There's talks of Alexander Arnold probably going to Real Madrid. There's talks of Victor Usman going to
trades.
Deals trying to be made. There's talks of Victor Usman probably going to PSG. There's talks of all these stuff that's happening right now, But nevertheless, Walter, and also people are trying to cancel Enzo Fernandez for what happened, but that's no here. I'm sure you heard the story. That's no here or there. Bro. What we are here to talk about is AEW Dynamite from last night, episode 250. Overall, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought last night's match between Will Ospreay and MJF was the match of the summer. Hands down. It was the match of the summer. Granted, it's still too early. What are you talking about? The summer is still, but it was arguably, the match of the summer, hands down. Granted, there's still like a couple more weeks left of summer, so who knows, but still it's up there right now. They went out there and delivered a masterclass performance. They tricked everyone. Look, I was fooled, bro. I literally thought, all right, bro, this shit gonna go to a draw. I literally had that on my parlay, like, all right, bro, on the Heel Steven fantasy parlay, this will go to a draw.
Yeah, I guess the bigger question was, do we know that? Were they gonna go this long? I guess this should have been predictable because we know Ospreay could go this long. We know MJF could go this long. But they're kicking it off with this match. So in my head, I'm like, this is gonna be a long match. I didn't know it was gonna take over the first hour, but it worked. To me, I guess, and maybe to the rating, it worked out. People were interested in the match.
People were interested, bro. Like, here's the thing, right? You kind of expected. Granted, we know the reason why this match even took place in the first place. Not because it was 250. Tony Khan is trying to get a bigger deal, a bigger price. That's what this is. So you're trying to showcase these matches that could easily been on pay-per-view.
Of course.
Easily been on pay-per-view, would have had people fork over money to go buy a ticket, whatever the fuck it is. And he decided to put this on free TV.
Yeah.
And overall, listen, bro, it was, again, the match was great. They had me fooled, bro. I literally thought it was going to be a draw. And what do you know, bro? MJF, bro. Had to cheat to win, but that's fine, bro. That's MJF for you, bro.
I think everyone thought it was going to be a draw. Just how long it was going. And I'm so glad they didn't go that route because we always know that predictable draw. We saw with Omega and Brian,
Hangman,
Brian and Page. Maybe there was one more I'm missing, but
MJF.
Look, see 3 right there. And,
classic bangers, bro.
No,
bangers.
They were good. Don't get me wrong, but like, do we want the same ending over and over? You're not gonna. Meltzer will always rate it high, but does it deserve it when it keeps happening over and over again? No.
I'll be honest though. I know this might, because me. I'm very critical, just like you are. Just like we're all critical here on this channel. It's a very critical channel here, right? So, if I can only make one criticism, had nothing to do with the match. I wish this was in a better market.
What was the market?
It was in Little Rock. It was in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Ooh, Little Rock.
Little Rock, Arkansas, bro. I wish this was like in New York, Chicago, even though Chicago gets everything. You know, Detroit.
I get that, but that's good for the small market. It's kind of good. That means like if you go to a small market show, then you might get matches like this. You know, you gotta raise the those attendance figures got to go up too. You know,
I get that too, but still, for me, like, this would have been even. I'm not saying again it was bad. The match was great. I just wish.
You're hating on small cities.
Yeah, you're hating on the small city because like. The crowd was fine for the thousands that were there. It was a fine crowd. They popped. They did their thing. You know, like matches being in different markets. Like no, like it doesn't matter. It's what they had. It's what they planned. They planned to go to Little Rock. They went to Little Rock, and then they had that match at Little Rock.
To be fair, yes, and I'm aware as well that hey, they booked these buildings in advance. It ain't crossed their mind. I'm sure when they were planning to book this building, hey, let's do Will Ospreay MJF. I'm fully aware of that too. But nevertheless. The match was great. It was great. You know, Romeo writes here, how the Peruvian food in Little Rock. I'm not sure there's any.
Non-existent.
Probably non-existent. You know what I mean? Good luck getting into Good luck getting into Little Rock, Steven.
Now you're not welcome there.
I'm not welcome there no more now. Whatever you do not let this guy into Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, they have a couple of Peruvian places in Little Rock, actually.
Oh, wow. Listen, bro. Yeah. Peruvian, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. We're everywhere, bro.
For real.
Bro, we're literally in any small place, any place of the world, we're there, bro.
Yeah, it just doesn't last long. That's the problem. Peruvian food tends to you guys tend to flame out. Like in my place, always a new Peruvian spot opens up, and it's way too damn expensive. It's like, what the hell?
Next time, bro, you go, Chase, just call me and I'll order for you. Next time, like, yeah, he'll have this, he'll have that, he'll have this.
Yeah, Steve, and then my tab will be like $60, and I'll be like, you looking at with the Beppos.
That's probably that's based. I mean, depends what you get though, but that's for different topics. That's for a different day. Romeo writes here, I want to know what Cage Match thought of this match. Well, Romeo, I'm glad you
definitely a match that I saw. Well, I personally enjoyed it, but I could see why some people didn't get into the match. Like it's one of those matches that is for sure going to be controversial. For sure, 8.24. That's I think that's kind of my rating on the match. I think it's a top 10 AEW match of all time.
Probably right now. Again, it's to me right now the match of the summer. It's the match of the summer right now for TV. That is for TV.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
You know, so that's the rating right now, 8.24. People, I guess, right here their comments and stuff, and I'm sure there's some.
Can you go up? Can you go up? I want to see the 5-star. 2 world-class wrestlers working at a high level, but this felt like a big styles clash. 2 great matches blended together to create an hour-long Frankenstein of a match. Some great sequences at times, but it never felt like the two were on the same page. Unlike a lot of people, I do enjoy Ospreay wrestling with the use of one of his most dangerous weapons, but they really need to pay off their rematch at Wembley. Not happening. The rematch at Wembley. Because of the weak chemistry, or maybe it was just a first billing match out process. I don't think the length did them any favors. A truncated, maybe cut in half would have been a lot more effective. See, that's a fair review. I agree with Jenny Omega on this one.
Fair enough. That's fair. There's a 9-point rating. This is from
Beansicle. These two went out and had a 60-minute match where they kept it moving the entire time. They had fresh ideas for what to do with each other, and even when Cheesy used that as a stepping stone to a bigger swing. Look, the Tiger Driver bit is still stupid, and MJF is still a bit dependent on the cliche, but they put out a match of the year that made this Dynamite sort of special for $250.
The other thing too, like, yeah, I get it's $250, but it didn't feel like they made this feel like, oh, this is like, because on the other thing, they were hyping this up, oh, episode 250, right? It's a big deal, right? 250. But when you watch the show, it just felt like another episode of Dynamite.
Oh yeah, the presentation was for sure lacking.
You know, I was expecting some highlights. Hey, this is from previous episodes, some moments here and
They
there,
didn't
right?
have time for all that. When you have a 1 hour match in there, you don't got
That
time for all
too,
that.
that too as well. But you know, or if not, or you know what? On their social media, they have a YouTube channel, right? Upload like the best of from Dynamite from the last 249 episodes, and you know what I mean. But
I'm
and
sure
I
they
agree with
did
Roman
that.
here. I gotta be honest. I don't care about the number 250. LOL. That's fine. I agree with this too. 200, 300. I'm pretty sure they'll probably do something for 300, and then something for 350. And that's probably the way of going about it. But again, everyone thought going in, oh, this is gonna be a draw. I kind of had a feeling this might have went first. You know what I mean? And it did. And you know, they fooled everyone at the end. And now MJF is the new international champion. And the way they did it too, like he literally beat the clock, bro. Literally beat the clock at the end, bro, with like 2 seconds remaining. And everybody was just shocked. Was it Excalibur or Tony Schiavone? They were just lost for like, I can't believe this has just happened, right? The Dynamite. I was waiting for them to like reference all the rings on the floor or something like that. Because again, it's Bryce Remsburg who's the referee, right? It was Bryce Remsburg who was the ref, if I'm not mistaken here.
Yeah, it was Remsburg, yeah.
And normally with him, like he would do some shit like that. Or how often in wrestling have we seen where they'll realize, oh, something happened here and there, and, you know, or they'll watch the replay, right? And the referee will try to reverse the decision or some shit like that, you know? But both of these guys at the end were just exhausted, bro. They were tired. And obviously we get this memorable picture here of MJF celebrating with the oxygen mask, holding on to that title.
They went all out for an international title, not even a world title.
I mean,
no, but I think it's safe to say the international title has to be the second.
No, bro. What this did, and I've seen people say this online. I kind of agree to. It elevated this title.
It's the second most prestigious title.
It is.
Think about it. It's better than the TNT title, for sure.
Sure, it is 100%.
Continental's new. That's a fairly new title, so you can't really judge that one.
Absolutely, you know. So
think of all the greats that held the international title.
Oh, of course, you know,
Orange Cassidy,
Pac, right? For
John Moxley.
Originally Phoenix,
Ray Phoenix for like 2 weeks.
Ray Phoenix. Who else?
That's really it, huh? OC, Moxley, Phoenix.
Oh, OC, bro. That's the OC title, though, bro. That's OC's title right there, though.
Yeah.
So, you know, MJF has
Ospreay.
Roderick Strong. Let's not forget Roderick. How do we forget Roderick Strong? How do we forget Roderick Strong? Come on, man.
Probably the least most.
Watch, yo.
I think Phoenix mattered a little more than him.
Look, bro. Listen, in a few weeks from now, when we say they signed fucking Dijak, we'll be saying Dijak in a few months from now once eventually he holds that title. I'm just saying, you know. But nevertheless, congrats to MJF. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a champion again.
He's a champion again. Making the play right here. If I can make one criticism, I love when Roman cheats to win. Everyone complains, but MJF does it, and it's fine. It's just his character and all that.
Maybe because Roman, you know,
has done it for so long.
I didn't care, but like, you know, they were tired of all the other interferences from like the bloodline and stuff. You know, they want Roman's character more. It's not like MJF's. That is true.
Yes.
Yeah. MJF is the Messi of AEW. He always
I mean, he's definitely up there.
He's up there, but I wouldn't say Messi though. Like,
I mean, who's the Messi of AEW? I don't know who that would be though.
I don't know who that would be either right now. It's still. Let's get back to this in 2 years from now. Let's see who we can build an assessment. Who's the Lil Messi of all elite wrestling? But here's the thing about it, bro. After this, the show continued. It's like, how are you going to follow this? How do you, if there was ever a time where you wish Dynamite was an hour show, this was it.
You should
To
have put
be
it on
honest.
Rampage.
Could have been. Hey, you know what? Follow with Rampage. That's fine.
Right.
And mind you, they went for like a hot minute with no commercial. Yeah, they had picture in picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
they had picture in picture. Come on.
but this is also factor in the go home show to Blood and Guts, which we'll get into also in a little bit as well. But anything you guys want to add about about the opening match? Anything else you guys want to chime in with?
No,
I
not
mean,
really.
yeah,
Okay.
we basically said I agree. It was definitely one of the best matches this year, and it's going to be hard to top because they had a lot of time and they delivered. So
They did, absolutely. And I don't think the rematch will happen at Wembley. I think this is
probably triple threat.
probably Daniel Garcia from the looks of it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Or not, maybe All Out.
Or the rumors are probably True Osprey's opponent's going to be,
Ricochet.
And MJ is facing Danny Garcia.
Yeah, I think with Osprey, it was like kind of like I think they took the title off of him just to make it where if he does wrestle Ricochet at Wembley, the result is more like, oh, who could win, more than like, oh, Osprey's going to retain, because Tony Khan's not going to give Ricochet a belt right off the rip. That'd be insane booking and stuff, like. So,
can you imagine? No, can you imagine if he did?
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. He wouldn't give Ricochet the belt off to rip. I think MJF. I think he's going to have a decent run with the title. I don't think he's going to fit. Pac does have the number one contendership, so they could do Pac versus MJF at Wembley. It's not the biggest match for MJF, but it seems like the match they most likely would go with, just because he is the number one contender. Well, they said at a future date, so that's not for sure. Maybe they'll have someone else face him at Wembley, but I don't think Garcia's touching that belt anytime. Even if Garcia does come back, like, he's not like, I wouldn't put him over MJF right now. I would not even. That would just be foolish to do all this to build up Danny Garcia right now. Garcia's not at that level.
The scary part, I think MJF would put him over. And that's,
I know
that is terrifying.
They will hear reports that MJF insisted of putting over Danny Garcia. You know what I mean? So
yeah, not now, but definitely soon. I get it. Yeah, MJF should not be losing the belt. Actually,
he should not be. Should not be losing the belt right now. He should have a long reign, wrestle whoever they throw at him. Right, all these upcoming challenges here and there, and yeah. Imagine, bro, bring out Wardlow. Now we're here. Now we remember all Wardlow.
Wrong title, pal.
Yeah, Wardlow's like the worst person. He says he wants revenge on you. You're safe, bro. Like, well, he hasn't done jack shit.
Imagine next week he show MJ with the belt celebration, and next thing you know is I can't do Wardlow's theme, but you kind of get the idea, right? Insert his instrumental, and boom, there's Wardlow. This is Wardlow. I remember. You don't think I forgot, Max? I can't. You get the gist, okay? After this, we did have they were interviewing Mark Briscoe backstage and the Acclaim, and the Acclaim pitched themselves to be part of Team AEW at Blood and Guts. Chase, were you the one who predicted this?
No, I did. I said, "Wow, this is going to be. This is the worst Team AEW team that you could think of." For
Why is Mark Briscoe in there?
Yeah, like
I'm like,
I'm trying to figure out
like
I don't know. Swerve needs to retire his GM badge. I don't think he's a good GM. He's scouting the wrong talent here. Like first of all, he just lets Mark Briscoe come into the thing. Like, okay, sure, whatever. Who's Briscoe feuding with the Elite? It's just more of like, oh, I have the ROH title. Like, at this point, I would have taken Kyle O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy, because Kyle O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy have been teaming with Mark Briscoe in these recent weeks, and Orange Cassidy would make sense a part of Team AEW to some degree, but because he's like kind of like one of the heart and souls of AEW. It's like, this does not scream Team AEW. Like you have your world champion, okay, that's AEW. And then you have the Acclaimed. Yeah, I guess they're homegrown AEW talent, but they're not like fan favorites, right? Like, this is not like the Acclaimed from 2 years ago that was facing Swerve in Our Glory. This is like Acclaimed. People are sick of them. People don't love the Acclaimed right now. Mark Briscoe, a guy who couldn't.
Acclaimed.
Yeah, Mark Briscoe. He's a guy that couldn't even be on the network. like the network didn't want this guy for the longest time. He couldn't even be on AEW television. We had to have the Guns announce like when FTR was going to face these guys, and then we all know who the fifth member is. You know, Darby. That's AEW. Yeah. So like, you hit 2 3/4 of this team taking on the new elite. Like, it's just I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just a little bit of a weak lineup for Blood and Guts next week. Like, honestly, they should have pushed Blood and Guts into the fall this year. I get it that they probably had this planned, but for Nashville, I think they're running their big arena too, the Bridgestone Arena, which is pretty big. So you definitely want to try to fill up the house as much as you can and move tickets. And if you feel like Blood and Guts is a way to move tickets, so be it. But I personally would have just said I don't have any. Like, if you didn't have a plan, I would have pushed Blood and Guts back, to be honest, because I feel this is just in a weird place before your biggest show of the year, and you're putting a lot of talent that you have that are very important to your television show at risk in this match. Like, I don't care what anyone says. You can wrestle as safe as you want. It's still Blood and Guts at the end of the fucking day. It's still a steel cage match. Yeah, it's like these people are going to go and do a bunch of crazy spots, and the last thing you need is your world champion getting injured before, you know. And I'm not hoping for it. I'm just stating, like, I would be holding my breath with some of the talent in this match. Yes, Darby, fine, he can miss time and stuff like that, but at this moment in time, you can't afford to be missing Okada, Swerve, the Young Bucks, and even Jack Perry to some degree on your television show. And this match could lead to maybe an injury to any of these guys.
I agree with Romeo. This whole thing started with an attack on Tony Khan. And I could have long forgotten about that by now. The heat on this is bad. Yeah,
that was something that I was like, this is going to help AEW, because
shot in the arm. I thought so too.
Because you're attacking a guy who has literally refused. He said, "I'll never make myself on television. You know, my show's about the wrestlers and stuff." And he gets involved and he gets attacked, and then it's just like, oh my god. And nothing about this feels personal. This is Blood and Guts. This should be personal. And what are the stakes? There's no stakes to this. It's like maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure there's someone that could tell me. Does Team AEW get anything if they win? Do the Elite disband if Team AEW win? Do the Elite get control?
Who has the advantage next week?
We don't even know who has the advantage. Exactly.
Are you going to tell me you got to watch Rampage or Collision to find out? Like, no, like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. A part of me wishes, next year, make Blood and Guts a pay-per-view. Make it a pay-per-view next year.
They could, but there's probably here's the thing. You could do Blood and Guts as a pay-per-view. You could. But the problem is that they rely on this to be one of their bigger dynamites. Like, I'm sure it's a Warner thing. Warner probably doesn't want that on pay-per-view. They probably want it on their television, because we will talk about the ratings and stuff. The ratings normally do good with Blood and Guts. Most of their highest rated shows outside of when AEW was at its hottest are the Blood and Guts show. We'll always see a big increase for those Blood and Guts show. And I'm sure if you're Warner, you wouldn't want something where it actually does good business for you, especially an ad revenue, to lose that for a pay-per-view. That's why I think it won't be a pay-per-view ever, is because they like the fact that it gets them a rating.
Of course, that also they rely on. They want to see a good rating, especially also factoring in that we talked about this as well. I think it was last week that also they're trying to get a better a better price on that deal. So let's showcase Blood and Guts. Let's have Ospreay versus MJF and all that stuff. So that's also something to consider as well. But that's what happened. Yeah, the Acclaim, they're part of this team. Likely, they're there to take the fall. They're going to eat the pin, most likely. Let Max Caster be the one to eat the pin. I know a lot of people aren't happy with it. I've seen a lot of people on social media. I'm sure you guys as well. When you hear the Acclaim that was selected for Team AEW for Blood and Guts, a lot of y'all were basically like, so there you go with that. And we didn't get the Learning Tree segment. Basically, they brought out Minoru Suzuki, who will be challenging Jericho next week for the FTW title, which I totally forgot. I did not even remember this was happening, you know, and all this was Suzuki headbutting Jericho. And that was it. Like, anything y'all want to add to this, or because that's all I got from it, to be honest.
The only thing I want to add is just that this whole show after the Ospreay and MJF match, it just felt like we were rushing through everything. And I felt most of the segments felt completely fucking flat from what they were trying to deliver. And even the matches, I don't know. This show was a weird one because you started off with a very hot TV match that was really, really damn good. And then it was like the rest of the show happened, and it was, and it's sad because building up towards one of your bigger events, largely forgettable. Like I like you could tell me this happened, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that did happen on that episode. Like this episode was the definition of mid when it came to like in terms of entertainment. Like yeah, the rest. No, it was just a mid episode when it comes to everything, because it was a great match in the beginning. You're like, oh shit, yeah, this is gonna be a great episode. And then the rest of the show happened, and you could be well forgotten. Like I think, like the biggest moment of the show should not be Tony Schiavone calling a person a bitch on commentary. That shouldn't be like the main thing people remember from the show.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it, but still, that's the thing, you know. Let's move on from there because, like, yeah, again, I'm sure a lot of people, I'm sure just like myself, when this happened, I went to the bathroom. I did see that Suzuki showed up, and sure, got a good reaction, right? People, I'm sure, did their Kazo ni Nare, so yeah.
After that part, he just ran to the ring, bro. He just walked to the fucking ring.
Oh damn, that's even worse.
No, they chanted it.
You know how people love, like, whenever Suzuki shows up, bro, they'll play his music. People will try to clap with it.
But I'm saying it's just like it didn't even get to that point. Like he just had to really rush to the fucking ring.
Yeah, that too. He's literally everywhere. He's in AEW. He's in MLW. Like,
well, he doesn't have a contract. New Japan doesn't have him under contract.
I know, but I love how they had the New Japan logo on his Titantron. Like, bro, he's a freelancer right now. What are we doing?
Well, that's what we know. That's what we know him for is New Japan. Like most people don't know Suzuki.
They had that for Shibata for a while.
Yeah,
man, we know him for Pancrease, bro. Him and Shamrock back in the day. What?
All those fixed fights? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that too. We saw the Elite backstage. They were cutting a promo regarding next week Blood and Guts before they were interrupted by the TBS champion Mercedes Moné, and basically the Elite basically said, "Hey, everything's good to go for your match." Britt Baker's banned, right? She's not allowed in the building, and Okada had a request. He wanted Mercedes Moné to do the dance, to do the little, the CEO, dance, right? And somehow Okada was sweating for this. He had a hot for Mercedes Moné.
Yeah. He was down bad for her.
Here's the thing, though. I find it funny, though. Like, I've seen people online. No, but I see people online like crapping on Okada. Oh, he used to be this phenomenal wrestler in Japan. Now they brought him to the States. He's a comedy. Like, what do y'all expect? He needs to be a character. Great wrestler, don't get me wrong, but you also need the character. I'm fine with this.
Yeah, the problem is people are looking at like the sickos that would watch him in New Japan, like myself. Like, I'm a huge Okada fan, and I'm fine with him doing this because it's making more Americans know that he's not just what people think he is, just a good wrestler. Like it's one of those things where it's like, what could AEW do with Okada's character? Like, see, WWE would do it differently too. Like, WWE would treat him like the good, like he would be like the Japanese Gunther in WWE, where he's just putting on banner matches and stuff like that. I'm sure his route would be the U.S. Championship. Like, instead of LA Knight, move out of the side. It'd be Okada. He would be the U.S. champion, and Triple H would do what he did with Gunther and do that, and that would work in WWE because it's kind of like, and they would do stuff to make Okada feel like that as well. In AEW, I think they're doing it perfectly because look, he's not going to be in the world title picture. He's not in the international title picture. You gave him the third belt, the Continental Classic, the Continental Crown, whatever you want to call it. You gave him that third belt, hopefully to elevate that title. Eddie Kingston kicked it off. Your second champion is Kazuchika Okada. Let's revisit the Okada talk after the Continental Crown Classic. Let's see where he's at there, because that's when people are going to see the OG Okada that everyone loves. Everyone's going to be, but I'm with you, Steve. You got to show this character to connect to the U.S. audience and stuff. And like I said, AEW is doing it to me in the right way. Like, everyone's saying he's just a comedy character. Like, look, he's with the elite who are dicks. He's going to be a dick. Like, that's just it.
And they're his friends in real life. They're his friends.
Yeah.
So people forget that also.
He's just showing more personality, because, like, in WWE, like I said, he would be booked like Japanese Gunther, where he would most likely get the U.S. belt, hold that ship wherever, put on banner after banner, and it would work, and they would find ways to show his character there too. But I think the way AEW is doing it, it's just as effective. Like both companies would have had plans for Okada to be featured heavily, and I think AEW is doing it the right way, to be honest. Like, I don't see a problem with it, to be honest.
Neither do I.
It's not like Okada is like fucking like if the Okada was like freaking doing like stupid skits with the Acclaimed, if he was doing the scissor me shit and he was just like not a champion, and if he didn't feel important, then I would have an issue. But the thing is, he's in the number one heel faction in AEW, and he's showing his range, which I think is good for the US audience to see, because I've seen worse from Okada in New Japan, believe it or not. Red hair, carrying the fucking balloon Okada. That was the dark days, bro, where he was acting depressed and he was sad that he couldn't bring his balloon to the fucking arena. I was like, the hell is this? This guy was your world champion, and now he's like sad about a balloon? Like, I'm like, oh my. So yeah, I'm being that honest. Like, people who are complaining about Okada and AEW, like, just go back and watch some New Japan shit, man. Because like he's still producing good matches, which is what you want from Okada, and he's showing a different side of himself. I'm cool with it, because if he was doing this as a babyface, then I would have an issue. But him being a heel, being a dick or a prick, I'm cool with it. Like, being as a babyface doing this, it wouldn't work.
Absolutely. What dance, Steve? How does it go? Never seen it. YouTube it.
What dance? The CEO dance?
Yeah, well, you know the dance too. There you go.
CEO. But Okada, I mean, the reason why I think people are mad is because they expect something like the Fed. It's him doing this in the Fed. Like, they expected that, and they would have said, "Oh, this would have never happened in AEW." Well, guess what? Now he is showing a different character in AEW.
He's making it work,
and it's fine, because I feel like he's natural. I think he's funny. Yeah, he's a funny guy. So and that's why it's coming off well. And we know down the line that it's gonna get serious, and he's gonna be a world champion. But for now, I mean, it is what it is. He's with the Bucks. He's fine. We'll see what happens.
Listen, like Chase said, if you guys want to see if you guys want to see the good old Okada from the glory days, go to New Japan World. Watch any Okada match from New Japan, or watch him be up Kiyomiya. Go.
He's not going to be in the main event anytime soon. There's no plans for him being in the main event, and that's why. If he was doing this at the main event level, then it's kind of like, come on, guys, like, this is your world champion. You can't be like, I get it if he wants to be funny every once in a while, but you can't just make him like a background character to the Bucks. He's the third highest ranked champion. I treat the Continental Crown higher than the TNT title, and it's so sad that after Christian lost it, I'm just like, who's the champ? I'm like, oh yeah, it's Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and stuff. So that's why I'm all like, I'm fine with him doing this at this level. But if he was a world champion and he was the background character to the tag team champions, then I would have a little bit more complaints, being like, what are you doing? He's your world champion. You got to feature him more. But at this level where he can show personality, he can show people that, hey, he has a range to himself, I'm totally fine with it. It does not bug me one bit. And I'm one of the most diehard Okada fans you'll meet. So.
Me too, Chase. I'm reading a comment here.
No, you're not. You're a Naito fan.
Well, listen, I can appreciate Okada. I can appreciate.
Shut up.
Appreciate Okada. Okay.
Take your boy Naito and suck it.
Chief Race here. I missed Dynamite last night. There was a power outage in my area. It's worth watching the replay. Go back and watch the first hour.
Watch the MJF and Ospreay.
Yes, edible or no edible. Watch the first match. It's amazing. Amazing. Good job.
Probably edible halfway in, because that will make the match hit even more near the end.
Yeah. Thank you. Tony did a great job with that match. So my hat's off to Tony Khan. Give him a round of applause.
I bet you QT Marshall booked that. Produced that.
Come on, man. Let's give our investor the credit.
Tony Khan doesn't produce matches. He just says, I like match. I'm gonna do it. I bet you QT produced this match.
Okay. After this, it's possible, Chase. We did have the TBS title match: Mercedes Moné versus former AEW Women's Champion Nyla Rose.
What?
No, listen. I thought the match was fine for what they were going to do. Okay. It's cool to see. You okay, Chase? Oh, shit. Okay. Alrighty. It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I remember, yeah, Nyla Rose is a former women's champion, right? She's rarely seen on Dynamite. Rarely seen. And I know she had a match on Collision. Was it last week, this past Saturday, where she, I guess, responded to the challenge. It's like, yeah, it's cool to see her on TV, wrestle, but as after this, it's back to Rampage, back to Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of it, you know? She was just there to take the beating from Mercedes Moné. There was a spot in the match where I guess Mercedes tried to get her like in a guillotine choke or whatever it was. And I think that was like, who are you trying to fool? So what in the world are you doing? Something of that nature, right?
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I mean, obviously Mercedes did get the win. She hit. I keep calling it the bank statement, but it's the bank. Yeah, it's the bank statement. But I know they're calling it a different name now in AEW.
You can just call it the bank statement, Steve. Until you know the real name, we know what you're talking about. I don't think anyone's gonna get mad that you're calling the move that we've known for 10 years.
How dare you get it?
No, she's been doing this since like 2013 as a bank statement.
The money maker. The money maker thing is called. Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But that was the match. And then after, she's celebrating on the outside. She sees a fan with the sign. I guess is DMD over CEO. And she rips the sign. And the fan happened to wear a Sting mask with a hood on. Oh, we've seen this before, right? Britt Baker, DMD, hops over the barricade. Mercedes goes for the run. Security try to break this up. And that was the segment. And I'm like, wait a minute. We still have to hear from Mariah May. We still got the world title match. My bad. World champion versus continental champion. So we still got all this stuff going on. Like you said, it felt also kind of rushed. For a Mercedes standard. Mercedes a leg rush matches. She wants her time in the ring. If I'm looking at cage match right now, let me go back here. This match had about literally, okay, if we're counting the entrances, right, it's 9 minutes 21, but take the entrances off, 7 minutes almost. You know, that'll make Mercedes happy. Anything I want to add to this?
No, it was just a standard TV match.
There you go. Walty, anything you want to add to this, bro? Okay. Okay. Obviously, there was a video package showing the vicious attack of Mariah May from last week. And it's funny enough, like we watched Dynamite over the years, like, throughout the time, right? You'll hear, we'll hear from, right, so-and-so. I was hoping, and then I thought, just a video package? Are you serious? Or normally you'll just be that or something backstage, but it's like, that was going through my mind. That's it? This better not be it, you know? So then after this, we had Jack Perry showing up backstage, and he says he said that he did not give a shit about Brandon Cutler before calling out Darby Allin to meet him later tonight. And he proceeds to beat up Brandon Cutler. Our TNT champion, bro. He probably thought it was Fragile Phil when he was beating up Brandon Cutler.
Oh my God. Why do you have to say this?
I'm just possible, right? You know, so there was that. Then we saw Mariah May coming out to the ring. And I was excited. All right, finally, we're gonna get an explanation, right? We all saw what happened last week. She won the Owen class. She won the Owen, right? She's getting a shot at All In. Again, timeless Toni Storm. We saw the ending of it, right? It was great. Awesome, right? Had timeless Toni Storm bloodied up, beating her with the shoe. What's the follow-up going to be, right? Her explanation. I'm looking forward to this shit. Instead, it's her cosplaying as timeless Toni Storm.
That's right.
I get it. She was trying to be Toni Storm this entire time. But then she got in the ring and she explained herself, and it's like the crowd just didn't care.
I didn't care. This was horrible.
And then Tony Schiavone, basically with the line, "Speak up, you bitch," some shit like that.
Dude, Excalibur sounds more scared than when Pat McAfee, when Michael Cole, when Pat McAfee says like it's something on there that he shouldn't. Excalibur sounds so scared when he said that. It was like, oh my god.
Like, oh, you're gonna get fined now. Now you're gonna get a fine. Like, no, it's Tony Schiavone.
No, not that. Yeah.
How dare you say that, right? It took a minute for me to realize that.
Well, they're on a network.
She looked just like her.
They're on a network, They're on a network, so you can't be saying that all the time,
And I agree with this. Schiavone stole the segment.
Yeah, I think I was more amazed how much she looks like Toni Storm than what she actually said.
The cosplay was awesome, which I agree, but just the execution of the promo. It also didn't help that the crowd were just sitting there like.
I mean, they didn't care.
They didn't care.
In the crowd.
And this is
where you could hear like how empty it was. Like there was like an echo. It just didn't hit. And then the fact that she was trying to cut the promo like she was timeless Toni Storm was just so fucking trash. Like this is where she should have just like, instead of like, being dressed as Toni Storm, trying to cut a Toni Storm promo, just fucking rip off the clothes and then go on a real reason why you did this. Instead, she was just saying, "Oh, we knew this was going to happen, but when was it going to happen? I decided to make it longer than it needed to be, so I waited until the moment, and then I saw Wembley Stadium, so I will win in front of my people."
Which she probably won't either now. She probably won't even win it. She probably won't even win at Wembley. She probably won't.
Maybe. I think she's winning. But the thing is, you go in, you attack Timeless Toni Storm, one of the best ending segments of Dynamite history. Great heel women's turn. You're red hot right now. This is probably the hottest feud. And instead of capitalizing, doing something else, you do this. And it just was absolutely just horrible. I'm sorry, it was horrible. It was a horrible follow-up to what was a hot angle. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, I just thought this was horrible.
It was. Walter, anything you want to add to this?
I mean, I agree. It was like, I thought her look was fine, but the promo just wasn't it.
She should have ripped off the clothes, do something, saying this is not who I am or whatever. But yeah, I'm with Romeo. I think we said too, the wrong person turned heel. Like, Toni Storm has always been, especially the Timeless. I get it. People like the Timeless character, but it works so much better as a heel than it does as a babyface, in my opinion.
I just don't get why.
What's going to happen now? So is Toni Storm going to come out like her old self in front of Mariah?
No.
Can you imagine though? Can you imagine though?
We'll see. But Mariah May, it didn't make sense for her to turn heel. Like,
it did,
because she felt like, I don't know. I felt like it should have been the roles first. I agree. I thought that's what it was gonna be. Honestly,
I do feel like there's time to salvage this. There's time.
How
to salvage this? I would hope so. I would hope that there's time to salvage.
And she's gonna get cheered over. I don't even know. Toni Storm. They like her in London too, but isn't Mariah May the home country girl?
That's why I think she's winning, because Tony Khan. I mean, he gave Saraya a fucking title in England. He's gonna get Mariah May one.
Yeah, but Saraya came out with her whole family though, bro. She came out with
Steve. He gives hometown people the belts. He gave freaking Powerhouse Hobbs a freaking title in his hometown. Come on. Like, I'm just telling you how this guy books. Like, if you're in your hometown, it's a good bet you're going to win.
Fair. I forgot he was TNT champion, bro. That's crazy.
Also won his title,
Darby, the first time
in Washington. First time. Yeah, in Washington, his hometown.
Like the last time he lost, though.
Yeah. Does Mariah even have her own music, her own theme music?
You have to watch episode of Rampage or Collision to hear that, because she does, but it's like, I forgot what it is, but she does have one. You can find it on YouTube Music.
I remember when she debuted. And she was there at Prudential when she debuted against Deonna Purrazzo in a segment. I guess that's her theme song, or
Yeah, she does have one. You can find on AEW Music, but
Venom. I believe in Jack
What?
Perry.
what is this? No, don't clap for that.
Hey, so there is that. I mean, well, again, from there, we did have, we saw like a collision from Collision where the Bang Bang Gang were stripped of their trio tag titles. So there's that. I guess this Saturday is going to be the Bang Bang Gang versus the Patriarchy to crown the new trios champion. That's what's going to go down.
We are watching Collision for that. So.
I mean, a lot of things going on Saturday, right? There's Collision, there's Slammiversary, there's Jake Paul versus Mike Perry.
Slammiversary Saturday?
Yeah, bro. Indeed it is. Diddly. Most of the AEW roster doesn't have memorable theme songs. There's some that do. There's some. Who here?
I mean, I remember everyone's theme. Come on.
Yeah, but like a song that stands out. Maybe Swerves because people do the dance.
MJF is easy,
MJF,
but it's not really AEW. That's a YouTube.
It's YouTube royalty for
Omega.
music.
Omega, I like Omegas, but he hasn't shown up in a while.
I know.
Yeah,
Eddie Kingston.
a quarter of the AEW themes are good. We could just leave it at that. We don't need to go into full detail about the AEW music department.
Exactly. From there, we had the main event, right? Kazuchika Okada versus Swerve Strickland. The match went about 11 minutes, right? It was a fine main event till the end where it ended in DQ.
Okay, why are we saying it was a fine main event? This was so rushed.
For main event, yeah.
No, let's stop lying.
What's a fine main event? Let's define.
Yeah, we can't say fine. This literally
it was
just
picture most of the time.
This was literally a building block towards what it was going to happen the next week. Like this was just a sample size. Like this was just okay. Not a fine.
You know what?
event.
This could have been for the advantage. This could have been for the advantage of
that would make more sense.
But no, instead it's just, oh my God, it's the AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland versus the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. That's what this was. And then obviously there was a whole run-in by the Elite, and then Team AEW came out. There's that moment where Hangman Page comes out, which I totally forgot he was part of Team Elite, but that's no here or there. He had that stare down, right, with Swerve, and then I forget who it was who like pulled Swerve out of the ring. I think it was Jack Perry. Yeah, I think it was Jack Perry. No, it was Okada.
No, Okada.
Yeah, it was Okada, yeah. And everyone's brawling, and then Darby's music hits. Right, everyone's wondering where the hell is he at. Everyone's like looking towards the stage, and no, he's coming down from the rafters, right? And then you hear Tony Schiavone, it's Darby! As if he was Sting. And from the reports that I've seen, Dr. Martha Hart gave the blessing for Darby to come down like that to Tony Khan. So there's that too. And that's how you close the show. Just a giant brawl, and you find out that it's official, right? It is official at Blood and Guts. It is basically, there it is. That's the full Team AEW of Swerve Strickland, the AEW World Champion. Mark Briscoe, who's the Ring of Honor World Champion. He's barely on Ring of Honor TV. From the people that watch Ring of Honor, is what I was told. You have the Acclaim, who nobody wants him there. And then, of course, you have Darby Allin, who's going to do a crazy spot in the match. And then you have on the other team, Team Elite, the AEW Continental Champion of Kazuchika Okada. You have the tag team champions of the Young Bucks, Matthew Nicholas Jackson, the TNT champion of Jack Perry, and of course, Hangman Adam Page. That's what's going down next week. The Blood and Guts.
Team AEW looking like the B team. Come on.
It looks like let's just put something together and hope for the best. That's what this is. I'm already calling it. Max Caster taking the pinfall.
It's probably Bowens.
Could
It's
be.
one of them.
Could be.
Or
could
Darby.
be.
Darby has no problem.
I think Hangman's not really part of the elite like that. Like I think he just wants Swerve.
When is the last time Okada bled?
I don't
Did
know.
he?
Could be here.
Was it here? Could be in New
No, I
Japan.
don't know. I'm saying this. It could happen next week.
Chris Jericho's theme is memorable. I guess Judas, right? People were singing it for a while.
Yeah, it's memorable. Not the best, but memorable for sure.
Darby in Blood and Guts will be enough for Manika.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, I will say this. We did talk about AEW and all that stuff, and it's important that we do mention this. It's important. The rating did come out. Don't think I was gonna end this show and not talk about the rating. The rating came out. It's a bounce up. Hey, it's a boost. Good for them. 795,000 people. As Barry the Buzzard would say, our mascot.
No, come on.
But overall, listen, the match, Will Ospreay, MJF, go back and watch that whenever y'all get. If you missed it, if you feel like rewatching it again, go on ahead. Watch it as many times as you loved, as you would want. And then the rest of the show was just, skippable. But next week is Blood and Guts.
Yeah. And I don't even know most of the card for that one, but he's going to give another.
Tony excited for the rating. He's excited. Hot run.
Yeah, hot. Only thing hot was inside the arena last night. I will say that he needs to. I don't know. He needs to find a way to make it where Blood and Guts is actually enjoyable for the last hour, and he needs to make sure the first part of the show doesn't feel rather forgettable. That's it. Like I just feel that his timing of this show was just not well executed. The Darby Allin coming back, like, why did he come back last week in a backstage segment? You might as well have just made him come back tonight. That would have been a much bigger pop, much bigger reaction. People would have been more excited that he was part of Team AEW, but him coming back last week to beat up Brandon Cutler, I felt was a waste. But yeah, it's fine. The rating, a lot of people were saying, oh, find a way to keep it up. And it's like, look, guys, the only reason why people tuned in was because they heard it was episode 250. They wanted to see what all the hoopla was about. That's it. There is no marketing strategy. They just said, hey, here's episode 250. It's like Raw 1000. When Raw had Raw 1000, they got a huge rating bump, and people were so excited. Oh, this is going to be a big day for Monday Night Raw. And then afterwards, it was like people stopped watching afterwards. So I'm sure Blood and Guts helps, but then afterwards, you're going to the esports gaming arena for like the next 6 months or the next 6 weeks.
For Collision, though.
Huh?
For Collision. I don't think it's for Dynamite.
It's everything. Yeah, it's the road to All In.
I could have sworn it was just
look it up.
I did think it was just Collision, Ring of Honor. It's
the road to All In. It's the road to All In series.
Bad. They should not be doing that. Not for Dynamite.
Did you even look it up? What were you looking at? You didn't even look it up.
He was looking up his first thing that popped up.
They thought Prince Puma was showing up. Let me see here. Let me go to WrestleTix here. They have the scoop here. They'll never lie to us, right? WrestleTix.
There's nothing to lie about.
No, I swore the road to All In series is all at the esports gaming arena. The path to All In Arlington. Oh yeah, I guess it is just Collision. Damn.
Yeah,
just Collision. But overall, again, great opening match. Then the rest of the show just felt rushed. As far as a grade goes, if it was just that one match and that's it, I would have said A, bro. And then the rest of the show happened. I'm going to give it a C.
Damn.
Yeah.
Second hour was F.
Walter, come on, man. The guy go say an F. Come on.
That's what you're saying.
He said second hour.
Then the second hour happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He gave it an F, basically.
No, I gave it a C.
Yeah. Wait, you're grading 2 different hours? I'm confused.
No. Steve, he's saying because you gave the first hour an A,
Had
Yeah,
it
you're
just been
giving
that.
us no. I listen. Stop interrupting and fucking listen for once. Jesus Christ! You gave the first hour an A, so when you give this overall show a C, you gave the second hour an F because that's the law of averages. So that's what Walter is saying. You're not listening.
He's so confused.
You do not. Jesus Christ! I know you failed math class. This is why you're ineligible for soccer. You can't do math. You don't know averages.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave the show a 7 out of 10. It was great, one of the best AEW Dynamite matches. So, and then you followed up with the Rush segments. Nothing about this made me excited for next week, which is the sad part. Like you're almost. It's like you're hoping people will watch next week because it's blood and guts. Like you're relying on the name of the show and not like the buildup of the show. It's like what WWE did for years, where it's like, oh, we rely on the fact people watch us because we're WWE. We rely on the fact that people are going to tune in because it's WrestleMania, it's SummerSlam. That's what he's doing with blood and guts. He's like, oh, people tune in. It doesn't matter what I do with this shit. It's blood and guts. I'll get a good rating. This will probably be in the 800,000s, 750K being the lowest. So,
yeah,
because it's a double steel cage match. Most people are going to tune in to watch that.
I agree. Walter, what grade would you give this show?
Yeah, about the same as y'all. I'll give a C plus, just because that was a great match in the first hour. So I think it sort of made the show, I guess, decent enough to not have a bad grade. But yeah, next week I feel like it's gonna be like you're gonna have a great second hour, and I don't know what that first hour is.
Can you imagine if it opens the show? Can you imagine if they open blood? I see it, bro. I can see it, bro.
No, what's gonna be their main event?
They make commercial free.
What are they gonna make their main event if they do that?
No, it's gonna main event.
No,
it's gonna
main event. It has to.
The world champion's in it.
That's true, but not the international champion though. He's not in the. He's
not gonna wrestle next week. Are you crazy?
Not gonna wrestle next week.
Yeah, MJF is on a 2-week sabbatical after that match. Yeah, he's not gonna wrestle for 2 weeks. That's the MO.
Exactly.
He shuts up all the onliners. See, I can wrestle, and then afterwards he's done for 2 weeks.
You piece of shit! Shut your mouth!
Basically. But that's going to be it.
Tell me when I start telling lies, MJF.
Absolutely. But that's going to be it for us, guys. Much love to all of you for tuning in today. We appreciate all of you. If you have not yet checked out the other content that we did this week, on Tuesday, we did a Raw rundown. We talked about Dominic Mysterio and which side will he choose? Will he choose Rhea Ripley or will he choose Liv Morgan? Yeah.
No, not
And then obviously on this past Sunday, we did a 9-hour watch along for both the Euro and La Copa America. That was our watch party for both games. And of course, on this past Saturday, we did a Saturday Night Thunder where we did a watch along to Road Namajunas versus Tracy Cortez. All that's in the archive of the channel if you have not gone out and had a chance to watch those stuff. So there's that. You guys, if you've not yet, check out the secondary channel, ATP Clips, where we upload clips from all the crazy stuff that we have done. Also, during the watch party, we did an ATP gaming. There was a
special.
Soccer special, yes. There are 2 title changes that took place. 2 title changes.
2 title changes
that you guys have to watch. We're not going to spoil anything. You guys have to watch the title changes.
That made me have to change my cards.
Yeah, just know, Team Soccer is not done here in ATP Gaming. It seems like they seem like our nexus. They just keep popping up.
Yeah, exactly. They do. All right, you guys can follow the Around the Point Network on X at AT Point Network. Follow me on X at Heel Steven. Walter, let the fine folks know where can they check you out, brother.
Yep, on X at Ham Walter.
And of course, Chase, let them know where can they check you out and why they should vote for you in November.
Guys, one president is just tweeting, I'm sick. We don't know what he's sick with. The other president is getting shot. I am not sick. I will not get shot. A vote for Chase is a vote for the human race. You guys need to vote for me this November. Write down my name. Make America somewhat decent again. Let's just do it, guys. Come on. We got this. We can do this together as a unit. So vote for Chase Oliver this November or whenever the elections are. I don't know. I actually saw his speech. This guy's fucking horrible. He needs to hire me. This guy stinks. This other Chase Oliver, I'm sorry, man. You're probably bottom tier when it comes to Chase Olivers in this world. I know my name is very common. I would like to think I'm the most famous Chase Oliver. In my personal opinion, I think I'm the most famous one. I think all the other Chase Olivers, they're just bums. Like I don't know what they're doing with their lives. I'm doing a lot with my life, but yeah, no, this guy stinks. Like he needs to hire me to be like his puppet, and I talk for him or something. I don't know. He hire me as your advocate. Chase for Liberty. You know, I get tagged as you. You should know who the fuck I am at this point. So yeah, you should probably hire me because you stink, dog. I'm just being dead honest when I say that. Absolutely horrible promo. 2 out of 10 at best. But yeah, follow me on Twitter at Chase Oliver 68 or X.
There you go, guys.
Cool kids would say.
The cool kids would indeed say. That's going to be it for us, guys. Thank you all for watching. For myself, for Chase, for Walter, for MJF here, for the gang, this has been Something About Dynamite here on the Around the Point Network. Good night, everybody.